What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Triple THS, powered by Kountermove Fantasy MMA at Countermove.com. I am the Jaden Smith's acting of mixed martial arts, Tommy Toehold. Today, UFC 175 Kountermove Picks. Let's do this shit! Holy fucking shit, fight fans. This is the big one. International Fight Week, UFC 175. It's the biggest fucking card of the year. 2 title fights, tons of stars. The day after we celebrate Bill Pullman defeating an alien invasion of the earth, hot dogs and beer. It is everything right with the universe. You are getting UFC 175. I would bet my non-existent cartoon ass on it. So why not make the thing that's already the best thing ever even fucking better by playing Kountermove Fantasy MMA at Countermove.com. Tommy, I don't know how to play fantasy MMA. Is there anybody out there who might be able to walk me through this process? Preferably someone who can't blink or move their body. You're in fucking luck because I can't do those things, and you're goddamn right I'll walk you through it. Alright, so when you get to Countermove's website, you're gonna immediately notice Natasha Wicks, professional hot person and kick-ass distance running superwoman. Try to pry your eyes away for just a moment and take a look at the tourneys being offered for UFC 175. I've got a tourney, Natasha has a tourney, but the big one is Kirkland's $25,000 tourney. 25 bucks gets you in. The winner is getting a whopping $5,000 fucking dollars. I can't even tell you the amount of lap dances that is going to pay for. The top 161 places pay out. Fucking A, that's the one I want to play. Let's fucking go. All right, fight fans, fantasy MMA is just like fantasy football. We're not in Vegas. This isn't straight picks. Your points are based on how the fighter performs, meaning the name of the game is stops and early. You've got $25,000 for $10 to pick 5 fighters, all worth different amounts based on their badassness. You score the most points, you're gonna win the game. Let's take a look at the matchup starting from the bottom. First up, we've got Marcus Brimage and Russell Doane. The picks here are even money, but Marcus hasn't had a stop since entering the UFC, and Russell has an 84% finish rate, including a finish in the UFC. I have to go with Doane in this matchup. Next, we've got Luke Zachrich and Guilherme Vasconcelos. These guys are on the Fight Pass prelims. Neither of them have a Wikipedia page. Vasconcelos has finished 3 of his 4 pro fights, but lacks much experience, and Zachrich lost his UFC debut with the first round TKO. I'm going with Zachrich on this one because he has more pro fights, but I would avoid this matchup in my Countermove tourney. All right, moving on. Kenny Robinson and Idomar Alcantara. Robinson has been on and off in the UFC, but when he is on, he is finishing motherfuckers in the first round. Alcantara hasn't had a stop since January of last year. Look for Robertson to win big and early. Next, we have King Casey and legacy fighter Bubba Bush. Casey has fought his way back into the UFC from RFA, while Bush is making his debut. This one is a toss-up, but I've watched a few of Bubba Bush's fights, and that dude is an absolute fucking killer. This is his debut, so he's gonna want to make a big showing over it. He's finished nearly all of his fights. I'm going with Bubba Bush. Next is the fight between George Roop and Rob Font, and I'm going to avoid this one altogether. Roop will probably win. He's got a lot of high-level experience, and this is Font's first fight in the UFC, but Roop gets a bunch of decisions, and he's hit and miss in his UFC career. Just stay away from this one. It's not worth the 5,100. After that, we've got 2 big-ass motherfuckers, Stefan Struve and Matt Mitrione. Heavyweights finish fights. They're usually good for a Countermove game, and this one is no different, but I think we are getting a steal with Mitrione at 4,500. Struve is coming back from a really long layoff. He takes a lot of shots. Nearly every Mitrione win ends with a KO. I think Struve gets put to sleep. Mitrione is a solid value pick in this Countermove game. Next, we've got Uriah Sari, Adam Hall, and Thiago Santos. We all know Hall's a killer. The question is, will he unleash that fury or not? Santos is coming off a very impressive win over Hani Marks, but this is his first fight outside of Brazil on a big stage, and Hall is about as intimidating an opponent as you can find. He looked incredible against Chris Lieben, and his potential is terrifying. It's hard not to pick Uriah Hall in this fight. I think he wins early with a KO via Hadoken. Next up, we've got the women's bantamweight title fight. Ronda Rousey is taking on Alexis Davis. As sure as the sun comes up, it looks like Ronda Rousey will finish her fights in the first round. Davis is great on the ground, but Rousey's judo has shown time and time again that she's going to be in a position to get that armbar at least a dozen times in the first minute. Rousey via first round armbar. She's pricey, but if you play your team the right way, she is as close to a lock as there is on this card. Back to the prelims, Chris Camozzi and Bruno Santos. This fight has decision written all over it. Avoid this one, fight fans. I think Camozzi wins. He has a lot of UFC experience, but neither of these guys finish very many fights. Not a good fight for a Countermove tournament. Second to last here, we've got Uriah Faber and Alex Caceres. Both exciting fighters, both with some awesome finishes, but it's hard to pick against Uriah Faber. The dude is pretty much unstoppable minus those Burrell fights. I think he finishes Bruce Leroy early with a choke. And finally, the title fight between Chris Weidman and Lyoto Machida. If you want to pick on this one, good luck, because I have no idea what the fuck is gonna happen. Lyoto is hit and miss with finishes. Weidman has been icing motherfuckers, but Machida is known to be a tough stop. If I had to pick, it's hard to go against the man who dropped Anderson Silva, but I'm staying away from this one because there are too many question marks. So once you've gone through the matchups, it's time to make your picks. I look for value picks with guys like Mitrione, and I look for sure stops as well. My picks this weekend are Mitrione, Doane, Bush, Rousey, Robertson. Once you've selected your team, hit play now, invite your friends, take a look at your team, and when the fights start, you can compare yourself with everyone else as the card progresses. You know you're getting this card. Countermove makes everything so much more fucking fun. You know you want to play, get your ass in this game, get in Crookland's game. There's a tourney for everyone, and if you make a deposit between now and UFC 175 using the promo code TTTHS, you're getting a 25% bonus on your deposit. There has never been a better time to play. Now get your ass in here. Countermove.com. We're by Triple THS. I'm Tommy Toehold. I will see you on the leaderboards. Look for the cartoon with the 0 next to his name.